Welcome to Volume 3 of Classical Clips at St. Abraham's, where we are learning what we're trying to do here at this school. Last time, we talked about how love involves wisdom. It involves discernment. Christian love is thinking love. It involves the mind. And the scriptures talk about how the qualities of Christian love involve a certain measure of hatred of evil, right? To love God is to hate evil. To love what is good is to distinguish what is bad and to shun it, right? And that actually begins in ourselves, right? To hate evil, not just out there in the world, but to hate it in our own hearts, right? So that's what we're trying to teach here. And I want to kind of continue this discussion of love and why it's important here at St. Abraham's. So love figures prominently in our mission statement here at St. Abraham's. And that is this: St. Abraham's is a community of learners who seeks to love and know the triune God, his word, and his world. Those two verbs, love and know, are very important. We don't just want to know about things. It's not enough to just know about it. Paul says, if I have all knowledge, yet have not love, it profiteth me nothing, right? We might say to a student, if I have all manner of full ride scholarships and perfect GPA, yet have not love, it profiteth me nothing, okay? Love matters. The scriptures tell us the greatest commandment. Christ tells us the greatest commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, with all your strength. And that idea of loving God with a whole person and your mind that's education. That's what we're trying to do. And I think a good question to ask is what is the purpose of it? How does that square with what we're doing here in all these different classes and all these different subjects? We study geometry, language, grammar. We're honing our writing skills, right? We're reading challenging and good books, right? So where does love fit into all of that? And that is a good question. So remember, love is not passive. It's active. We're giving something when we love something. But what are we giving? What is it? What is love made of? What is its substance? I would say two things: attention and care. Attention and care. All of these subjects that I just mentioned, in all of these things that students are struggling in, or they're being challenged in, we're asking them to understand numbers and math facts and thinking abstractly. We're asking them to parse their grammar, to understand how language works and how the logic of a sentence works and of a proposition and all of these things. What we're trying to do, and then we're also trying to ask them to do very basic things. Sit in a circle quietly and then follow instructions, right? Can we sit down crisscross applesauce, right, on the mat, and can we attend to something, right? That's underneath all of these different subjects and all of these instructions is this basic principle of cultivating attention to something. That's really the more important lesson than just passing the test. That's what we're trying to do at St. Abraham's. Cultivate attention and care. Why? So that we can give that attention and care to God first and foremost. Remember, that's the commandment. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. And this is the good news. This is the good news. When we're doing that, when we're loving God and putting him in the right place in our lives and giving our attention and care to him first and foremost, everything else falls into place. And we are able to give every other object in the world the proper and due measure of love that it deserves. This is what Augustine called the ordo amoris, the order of loves. And he said that all of the problems in the world come as a result of the fact that our desires and our affections and our loves are disordered. They're out of order. They're inordinate, he said. We either love the wrong thing or we love too much of a good thing, right? And what we need is God to bring harmony into our souls, and to reorient our loves into the proper place, right? Putting God first, we put everything else after that in its proper order. And so education can be reimagined in a way to give our attention and care, to cultivate our attention and care so that we're able to give it first and foremost to God. That's kind of what we're really aiming for here at St. Abraham's. And in many ways, it's a higher aim than just having good test scores so we can get money from the government to do, what we're doing. We're aiming higher than that. We're aiming to cultivate a love ultimately for God, an attention and a care for God, and then for others, and then for the rest of the things in his world. I hope that helps, and I hope you guys continue to be excited about what we're doing here at St. Abraham's.